the homily. So go ahead. Sorry, we're going to welcome JoAnn Wormuth. She is our homilist and she is going to deliver a homily on the Golden Rule. JoAnn?
Thank you, Sherry, and good morning, everyone, and on Zoom as well. The title of the homily, the full title, is the Golden Rule and Where Did It Go? As we begin, I'm going to share a personal story. In the summer of 2014, I went to Lilydale for the very first time, and I agreed to attend a beginning mediumship workshop with my daughter, Allie. The workshop was held in the Assembly Hall, and this is where the Church of Living Spirit holds its services. I had retired earlier that year from a job where being told I was anal retentive was a compliment. And, at that point, I was pretty black and white, two-dimensional. If it wasn't in contract, law, or some kind of policy and procedure, it didn't exist. So I'm getting nothing, and I'm getting more and more uncomfortable in this group. And of course, it doesn't help that Allie is like front and center. And she's raising her hand to share after every activity and like, I saw Jesus kind of thing. So in front of the Assembly Hall is a platform stage with a podium. And I look above the podium, and on the wall, painted in big letters, is the principles of spiritualism. And I start to read them. Then I started to write them down, which was, I thought, a secondary kind of thing too. I was attracted to them, but I thought if the instructor saw that I was taking copious notes and busy, that she wouldn't call on me. So the next morning, before leaving Lilydale, I stopped at the bookstore and I bought this card.
Upside down. It's upside down.
This card, it's upside down. There, I bought this card, $3. I bought this card. It's the principles of spiritualism. And I took it home and I put it on my dresser mirror and I read it over and over. And I made a decision that if I could find within a reasonable commute an institute that subscribed to these principles, that I'd be all in. In 2016, I attended an organizational meeting for the Institute of Spiritual Development. I read the principles. They're not quite the same, but they're close enough. And I found my welcome home. The Institute of Spiritual Development principle number 7 states, we believe the highest morality is contained in the mandate, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. The Golden Rule. Going back to that anal retentive person, we're gonna take a moment to look more closely at some of those words. Principle. A principle is a code, rule, value, or ethical standard. Morality, goodness, how right or wrong something is, ethics, or even virtuous behavior. Mandate. A mandate is a decree or authoritative order. Pause here. Give some thought to who or what might be the authority. Is it the all? God? Infinite intelligence? Is it something within each of us? Various expressions of the Golden Rule can be found in the tenets of most religions and creeds through the ages. The idea dates back to early Confucian, which was 1551 to 479 BC. It appears prominently in Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, Buddhism, and for that matter, in the rest of the world's greatest religions. Greg Epstein, who is a humanist chaplain at Harvard, states, "Do unto others" is a concept that essentially no religion misses entirely. Jesus of Nazareth proclaimed the Golden Rule during his Sermon on the Mount. He went on to describe it as a second great commandment. It is found in the Old Testament. Thou shalt not avenge, nor bear grudge against the children of thy people, but thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. The Golden Rule may appear as a positive or a negative order governing conduct. So what is the difference? And what do the degrees look like? There are 3 of them. Treat others as you would like others to treat you. This is the positive or directive form. Do not treat others in ways that you would not like to be treated. Do you hear the difference? That's the negative or the prohibitive form. Third one, what you wish upon others, you wished upon yourself. This is the empathic or responsive form. Think about which works for you. Or maybe it's a combination of 1, 2, or 3. There are several lenses by which to look at the Golden Rule. It can be studied as a global ethic, or through the lens of existentialism or human rights. I resonate with the humanist approach. Humanism is an ethical stance. It affirms that human beings have the right and responsibility to give meaning and shape to their own lives. So what makes a good humanist? A humanist who's someone who couples love with empathy, democracy, and commitment to selfless service. Humanism is a belief in human-based morality. Trying to live according to the Golden Rule means trying to empathize with other people, including those who may be very different from us. Empathy is at the root of kindness, compassion, understanding, and respect. Qualities that we all appreciate being shown, whoever we are, whatever we think, wherever we come from. And although it isn't possible to know what it really feels like to be a different person or live in different circumstances and have different life experiences, it isn't difficult for most of us to imagine what would cause us suffering and try to avoid causing suffering to others. For this reason, many people find the effect of the Golden Rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, of natural importance. We can all agree the great division exists in our world today. So I want you to take a moment to imagine with me. What if we were willing, as a global community, to return to the original tenet of the Golden Rule that is universal across most faiths? This shared belief can serve as a unifying principle throughout time and space. It could unify wildly different religious and cultural backgrounds. Imagine with me, we as individuals, in our daily actions and interactions, embracing the Golden Rule in order to heal the current hatred and division in the world. I believe it starts at home and in our communities. It begins with the behaviors we model for our children and our grandchildren. The golden rule extends out into the community and our places of work. How do we react to and treat others in our day-to-day activities? Ask yourself if you can do better, and think about how you can be a better role model. Imagine with me. Thank you.
Thank you, JoAnn. That was very thought-provoking, and I personally appreciate it. This is the Healing